So yeah, last off, we have you guys over here in the merchant district. And again, Bertilda and Matthew Bain. So initially, you're trying to find an armor smith to measure and fit Bertilda for a suit of plate mail, if I believe that is correct.
Yes.
Alright. Let me see. So yeah, we literally hadn't really done anything with that. So, what's your game plan?
That.
Okay. How do you want to go about finding an armor smith in this absolutely massive city?
I guess we'd ask.
Fantasy Yelp.
Yeah.
Fantasy Yelp.
Yelp reviews. All right. All right, and you guys are in, let's see, in the merchant district. Okay. So when you say you want to, like, ask around this, that, and the other, what are you talking about? What's the game plan? Are we just stopping random people on the street, or are you going anywhere particular to try to...
Well, is there anybody walking down the street in armor?
In armor... I mean, you know that the City Watch wear armor, but you've not seen them in plate. But...
You know Bertilda, she would want as, like, White Wolfish stuff as she could get, but that would probably be more expensive. So
well, I mean, obviously the White Wolf, their armor is made somewhere. So maybe that might be a place to start.
If that's what you want, you go for it.
That is totally what Bertilda wants, okay?
Well, yeah, Matt, I'm not stopping you. I mean, we're pooling our money for this, so it's whatever you want, really.
So, yeah, I mean, do you want to return up to the Temple of the White Wolf and do the whole, hey, where the fuck do you guys get that awesome plate armor?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, considering that you are currently in favor with them, that won't be a problem. So, one of them tells you, he says, well, our quartermaster is responsible for finding and procuring all of our finest armors, but I happen to know that he procures this armor from Herr Gundrick. Herr Gundrick has a fine blacksmith and armory in the merchant district.
Alright, we're going to see Herr Gundrick.
Okay. Yes, and he can give you directions to where Herr Gundrick resides. Needless to say, that will lead you to here. Gundrick's Armory. Okay. When you arrive at Gundrick's Armory, it is...
the shop's kind of small.
Sorry?
The building's gigantic, let's be real.
Yeah, it's little. It's a little building. Let me see where I'm at here on my notes. Bum. There we go.
It was a corny joke. That's what happens when you get older.
That's right. You break into dad jokes. Okay, yeah, so Herr Gundrick's Armory, despite being in the merchant district, is decidedly run by a pair of dwarves. What looks
there
like
you go, Shagget.
There you go. A father and a son, by the looks of it.
It's funny you say that, because the second Bertilda walks in and I see that they're dwarf armorsmiths, I'm actually going to not enter and instead walk around the general area looking for a well. So I'm not going to be the elf armorers. I mean, the dwarf armorers.
That dude's all I have left. All right, so so you walk in, and you can see two dwarves, both favoring each other. One considerably older with a grayer beard, one younger with like a blonde full set of hair and a blonde beard. But both nonetheless still looking very kind of muscly and well tanned from their years in front of the forge. There is also a couple of humans that are working here, but they seem to be more like armor apprentices, and they're just like carrying coal over to the furnaces and like generally just kind of doing lackey's work. One of them is, on occasion, you can see him like he goes over and takes out what looks like a horseshoe or two and starts working on those, but they seem to be doing more mundane blacksmith tasks, while Herr Gundrick himself seems to be working on a fine military pick, and his son is currently working on what looks like a buckler.
I mean, do you even stay if they're not dwarves at this point?
Yeah, no, I legit kind of push you on the shoulders and say, and I hand you a gold pouch with all my gold, because, and say, get what you need. I'm going to be outside.
Oh, Shagget's one of those boyfriends.
Here's my wallet. Have fun. Just don't bother me.
Card.
Yeah.
200 gold credit line. Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna go in and probably just observe for a minute because I don't want to be too rude.
Okay. Well, as soon as he kind of gets to a stopping point, the younger dwarf runs his forearm across his sweating brow, puts down his tools, wipes his hand off on a dirty rag, and comes over to you and goes, "Pleasure to meet you, lass. What can we do for you here at Gundrick's Fine Armory?"
I need a suit of armor, some plate, some fitted plate, please. I heard you were the best.
All right. He kind of looks at you and raises an eyebrow when you say you need fitted plate, or fitted plate. But then when you say you heard he's the best, he goes, "Oh, well, yes, you heard right. You've come to the right place. Me and me da can fit you up with the best suit of fine dwarven plate money can buy. Now the question is, you want us to knock you up a suit like every average common Joe would be happy with, or would you rather we take our time and come up with something extra special?"
Ooh, I really like
purse,
this.
Pending, of course.
I really like that second one. About how much time do you think you would need?
Well, we can knock you up a full suit of plate mail within the week, but if you want something truly crafted, something that a true master would be proud of, it'll take closer to 3. I mean, it's entirely up to you. You're the one that's got to prance around in your suit of armor, and everyone's going to look at it and go, "Oh, look at that armor. That's pretty average." Or, "Oh, look at the fine suit of armor that lass is wearing. She clearly knows her stuff."
Oh my god, is Bertilda one of those people?
I mean, it's simple. Do you want to be the Mandalorian or just regular fine?
Oh, come on. Are you asking me?
Do you want the Beskar armor or
That's
not?
best God of money can buy, yeah.
Oh, 3 weeks is a long time, though.
He says, "You have to understand, best work takes much longer.
You know what? You're really right, and I can see you're a man that knows what he's talking about. Of course, you came with good recommendation. And the white wolves, they look so beautiful.
Well, the White Wolves exclusively have all their armor made right here. If you admire that kind of stuff, well then, absolutely, best quality is something you need to consider, and that's something that we can do. I mean, of course, we can make stuff of any level of craftsmanship here, you know, but, for example, when we can, given the time to fold the metal to the lengths that we can possibly do it, we can make the armor much sturdier, but also considerably thinner. Best crafted armor weighs probably half of what normal stuff does.
Oh, he just sold that shit to her. Okay, I defer to your master craftsmanship, sir. I can wait.
Right, well, that's good to know. Now, the next question, and arguably the most important question that we have, can you afford best quality armor?
What would your asking price be?
Well, for example, we can make you a helmet for 30 gold, breastplate runs about 70, braces 60, plate leggings. But if you want it best quality, the cost is triple. Best quality helmet, 90 gold. Best quality breastplate, 210 gold. The braces, we could run you about 180. And the leggings, well, also about 210.
Oh, well, as much as I like that, I have to defer to my party, and I can't spend all their money. I guess I have to go with the normal one.
Of course you can spend all their money. There's plenty of money in the world. But you've only got one life, lassie, and you've only got one chance to buy the best quality armor that money can buy. I mean, we can meet you in the middle with some good quality stuff. That'll lower your prices somewhat, and offer you a wee bit of weight reduction, but not to the same extent.
As much as I want the big stuff, I think I'll just go with the middle ground.
I can be honest with you and say it's never good to compromise when it comes to your safety. But if that's all you can afford, fair enough.
Yes, sir. I appreciate the offer, though. I'm
Well,
sure it would be amazing. Maybe one day.
Of course it'll be amazing. You ever tried to ride a horse and climb on the back of a horse in a suit of shoddily made... Well, let me rephrase that. Standardly made armor. After all, nothing we do is shoddy. But in comparison to the time we take to knock out a suit of best quality, fine designer armor, you can climb on the back of a horse just the same as anybody that was wearing little more than chainmail. I mean, are you sure you don't want to spend the extra and get the stuff of, you know, because I mean, in the long run, it's way cheaper to buy the best now than it is to buy something standard now and then try to upgrade at a later date.
I really do want the more expensive stuff, but I just can't spend money that's not mine like that. I'm sorry.
Well, you need to learn to spend money, lass. Maybe you should find yourself, good-looking girl like yourself, find yourself a benefactor. Someone that's willing to fork out the money on your behalf.
This dude is like a fucking Galleria kiosk salesman, you guys. That's the first thing I had to learn when I came to Houston, was not to listen to those people, because I would spend so much money.
He says, look, normally, for an average person, a full suit of best quality plate would be about 690 gold crowns. But I can tell you're a lass that's got a good eye for quality. And it would be such a shame for you to run around in something substandard and get that pretty face smashed in. So I'm willing to cut you a special deal. The day only, mind. I'll do the lot for 600. Best deal I've got on the table. 600, and I'll make you a suit of fine craftsman plate that the Teutonic Knights of Ulrich themselves would be envious of. I'll even put the plumes on it, if you wish.
I don't even know if we have that much money.
Oh man, he just bought you though.
The plumes. Gotta go for those plumes.
You gotta get him.
If you need to go and talk to your friends to make sure that they're more than willing to commit to such a fine and fair bargain, which I'm sure they would be, by all means, go talk to them and come back and see me later today.
Alright, I'm gonna do that, because this guy is laying it on thick, but I really don't want to spend all their money, especially without talking to them.
Especially not with the halfling. You need the halfling there. The price will go down with the halfling, I swear.
You know you're not wrong.
Yeah, would absolutely
That would totally be metagaming, but yeah, I still think she would go talk to the others.
My horse is amazing.
I don't think it's metagaming at this point. We've seen what she does. She talks to people and then things get better.
That's true. That is true.
In character, I would be like, this person doesn't like me. I have a
He
remedy.
looks out the window. Wait a minute. Is that elf with you? The price just went up to 1,200.
I smell an elf.
Plus, even though Bertilda has really high intelligence, that math really went over the player's head, so I'm gonna bring Nat and Odette in.
Odette is drunk for the next 8 hours?
Yeah,
Even
that is
better.
true. She got into the Bugman's brew and thinks, she is invincible. I'm
Even better.
invincible! You're a
So
loony.
she's tiny and got super drunk.
Odette
It was
always
on
trying
dwarf-
to
it was on
bring down
dwarven
the Vinci
stuff,
Black
though,
Knight
so.
from
You
Monty
cannot
Python and
make
the
me
Holy Grail.
Vince.
Plus, as a player, I kind of want to see Odette haggle drunk. Yeah, I'm still gonna go tell the group about what just happened.
Alrighty. So did you guys have a meetup spot, like after you went your separate ways and come back? Surely you had decided
Yeah,
on
I'm
where
sure
you
we
should
would have.
re-meet.
Back to the.
Yeah, the Church of Ulrich, right?
But while Bertilda was in there, I was searching this general area for a well quickly.
Okay, yeah, you'll find one, no doubt.
Yeah, I'm going to test it with my time-honored practice to see if it's been poisoned as well.
Okay, give me a roll.
I did it as sense magic, right? Because
That's right. Pull the water up and sense the magic.
hey,
0-1, nice. This water is most definitely not tainted with warpstone.
okay. So yeah, I'm
Well is clear.
okay. Jesus. I'm going to be in front of the dwarf armorer for Bertilda when she emerges, but off to the side, so I'm not like in clear view of the front. You know,
Okay.
I'm just gonna raise my hand as I see Bertilda. Well,
Hey, so I think we need to discuss something with the rest of the party.
did you spend my gold?
I
Maybe
hadn't.
93.
Working on it.
Because it turns out it might be a little bit more than what we had estimated.
So,
Like a lot more than what we estimated. Like 3 times more what we estimated.
okay, I mean, I'm just thinking about the needs of the group. I mean, I will eventually require a book, which I've heard is kind of expensive.
Yeah, that's why I think we need to talk about it first. See, he said we could get some, average stuff for cheaper, or we could get more efficient stuff. And I just, even though it's for me, it's kind of for all of us, and I think it's a decision we need to make together.
Well said. I appreciate that wording. I would agree. I mean, let's be real. Cadrillel doesn't really need anything special. And, Odette's small, so whatever she requires is probably going to be tiny like her. So we should bear the value of the party, cost-wise, don't you think? You with your life-saving, party-saving armor, and me with my book of potential useful spells later on in my life.
I mean, that is true.
We just siphon off of them too, and filter it into where it's required.
We siphon off. I love it.
You are so lucky old Dad is not there.
Siphon. Such a great
would
way
be
of saying
dueling
take
right
all
now.
their money. We
You're
would siphon
drunk.
the funds from them.
Would 100% fight you right now for this.
I know, obviously I'm not going to say
Cadrillel
to
will
her.
probably be holding you back because he totally agrees. He doesn't really need much and thinks having things that you need is kind of weak. And all of you are weak and inferior and need a stupid book and some armor.
Except Old
Oh, yeah, Oldette is impressive because even though Oldette is small and probably useless, Oldette is useful and that's scary. I want to be your friend.
Anyway.
Half the ling, half the bling. That's right, Pepperjack.
Matilda,
It
anyway.
costs more. It costs more to be small.
That's probably true.
Custom.
It's like eating healthy. It costs more.
Your shoes are cheaper, though. You can just get child size.
Yeah, you have to pay taxes, especially if you're European.
Anyway, Matilda, what I just set aside, and I hope that doesn't make it back to the other two, because I hear how it
It's
sounds.
secret.
Out
Okay.
We are going to be doing more jobs for the city, it would seem. So we'll just. Why shouldn't you put it on order so they can start the work and then we get the gold with the jobs we're doing? We expect them to pay us for the jobs we're doing, correct?
That's true.
And how long did they say it'll take? A week?
3 weeks.
3 weeks? Oh, the adventure will be over by then. I mean, we should have gotten enough by then anyway. Look, as long as we squirrel away however much it will take for my book, any extra I'll happily donate to this cause. I gave you 93 gold. That's all the gold I have. If you need to put a deposit down, you can use that as well with whatever you have.
I mean, well, some of this is for Odette's arrows. I should probably go get those first.
Well, they don't, I guess you need a Fletcher.
You make the arrows there, Gore. Do
No,
they sell arrows?
They don't make arrows at the armory, no.
Yeah, they need, that's a Fletcher, right? Don't Fletchers do arrows and bows and stuff?
Fletching.
Fletching.
I'm gonna glance around. Do I see
Fletchery.
ye old fletchery anywhere?
Yeah. But I mean, arrows are pretty substandard, so I mean, you can get 5 arrows as a silver, so you can procure those pretty easily.
How many did she ask for? I don't remember. How
Can we
much is,
do
like,
a
whole
memory
quiver full?
insight test?
I guess I would just get a whole quiver full. I don't know
So
how
20?
much. 20? Yeah.
Yeah, so
How much
4
is
silver.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
Anyway, in other news, the well here was not poisonous. I tested it. So that's good.
Cool.
Take that off. Spook, just so you know, I've already taken it off my inventory. 4 silver.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you're
Because
gonna
I
pay
gave
that
you
back.
I gave you the money to buy it, so I just assume
Yeah.
I'll just take it
Okay,
off my.
yeah, there you go. Perfect. All right, so we're going back to you guys. I want to meet back up. Whereabouts did you decide you wanted to meet after your shindiggery?
On the way back, can I find a well as well?
That's
Where are you? Oh, you were over
I
here in the
am.
Altmark. Yeah, sure.
You know,
You can like
with the
check
dwarf.
out wells as you go. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I would like to smash all of the buckets.
Okay, so you're trying to basically you're vandalizing wells anytime
Oh,
you
yeah.
come across them.
Definitely.
make them unusable. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
True
Yeah,
gold
you
debt.
can break one down here in the alt mark. On
Done.
the way. But yeah, still not sure whereabouts are you guys saying you wanted to meet back up?
The poisoned well.
Great. Park
Yeah,
or
we
the
were meeting
poison
back
At the
at
poisoned well?
temple.
That's near the park, right?
No, the poison bell was behind the Temple of Ulrich. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's near the. I mean,
Yeah.
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 Okay. Right up here by the Temple of Ulrich. Okay, so you meet back up here probably about midday after all your running around. Okay.
Do we see Odette stumbling towards us?
Probably Aldette is... So probably how she's walking is not so much stumbling, but very upright and erect and her chin stuck up. Imagine Johnny Bravo. That's probably what she thinks she looks like. Johnny Bravo.
Jadero is following like a chaperone.
Yeah, she is like...
Road trips.
She feels... I mean, because literally she feels completely invincible right now. So she's probably got a swagger and a stagger beyond what you've normally seen.
Hi, guys. Tad, Odette.
I got your arrows for you. Are you okay?
More than okay, apparently.
It is wonderful.
Oh, I guess
Arrows?
the talk with the here's your arrows. I guess the talk with the dwarves went good then.
Certainly. Of course. Did you have any doubts?
I didn't, but it looks like it went even better than I expected.
Yes, it did, indeed. I have lots of information, as well as a bit of a favor they owe me.
What?
Yes, of course. I mean, they offered gold, but I figured the favor would be more useful in the future.
So, like the favor I wanted to ask them?
No, I'm not asking them to close the wells.
But another favor.
Yes. Not sure yet. To be determined as we need them.
Oh, and also, Aldette, do you remember they told you about the old market district and the Little Moot? Like the little half...
Little moot.
The Little Moot. Think of Little Moot as being San Francisco's Chinatown. That's what it is. But it's Chinatown or halflings. Because they told you about the Blazing Hath, which was arguably
Blazing
the
Hath.
best tavern here.
I'm sorry. I always associate moot with Entmoot, you know?
Right.
And you
And
say the
the
little moot,
last
I'm
drop.
thinking like little bonsai trees gathering.
Bonsai trees.
Oh,
Bonsai
sorry.
on the
Okay.
sun.
Well,
Bonsai.
There's also the last drop, which if he suggests we go there, you guys should not let her go there while drunk. That's the place that's neutral territory, but
Yeah,
the
that's the
underworld runs it.
That's the iffy underworld bar. Yeah, that's right.
I
Also,
really want to go there right now.
Strangest thing, Matthew Bain. You know how talking to dwarves is tiring? Like a
I
little-
know that one.
Yeah, you know that one. Well, for Odette here, it seems to have the opposite effect.
Oh, really?
Hmm.
I got
After
someone
talking
you
to
should
them.
meet.
After talking to the dwarves, it seems Odette is full of energy and quite impossible to keep track of. And I'm
So
attracted.
she's. I'm not gonna say it.
Dwarven crack.
Yeah.
Arkansas, it's a moot point.
Well, that's good because Matilda wanted to talk to us about a possible business decision, right?
Yeah.
Oh
Um,
no.
So it turns out that the armor might cost like 3 times what we estimated. And it's going to take about 3 weeks to make.
And that's that's a problem.
Well, I didn't want to spend your money without.
Well, frankly,
Without
I'd never want to go on an adventure again without a big, heavy plate male woman in front of me. So
Well, I got to be honest. He said he could do something that wasn't as good for cheaper.
and that would be less good. Then we'd have to buy another one later, probably.
How much have we estimated?
Roughly 200. He said it would be about 600. And that was if we told him we wanted it today.
How much money do you got?
Yes, let's
Yeah,
pool our golds. Maybe
I've got
away
one
from
of
the
those.
well, so we don't lose any of it.
Maybe we should walk. Maybe we should be in the church while doing this. Yeah.
No, we're fine here.
If we're in the church, no prying eyes. You know,
Except church people.
we just did them a huge favor. They're not gonna.
We just witnessed Father
Somebody-
Odo turn into a purple monster. Why do we want
dealt
to
with
be...
it, and they
But not the person
appreciate
who
it.
did it. But not the person who did it.
Hmm.
They could still be there looking at us as we have gold.
I don't think they're interested in gold as much as spreading ugly dust.
Oh, by the way, the dust by the
yes.
merchant district was not poisoned or tainted.
That one
So
well
it wasn't
anyway.
dust,
That
right?
one well.
Okay.
I mean, I only got to check that one.
Yeah.
That's a good sign. That means it's targeted, though.
Okay, let's go somewhere and count our blessings, I guess.
I mean, I'm cool with just tucking into the church.
Okay.
'Cause it's right here.
All right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, how much money do you people have?
I got 100
You
gold
people.
crowns.
Okay.
98.
So 100, 98,
76.
I
Seven-
gave my 93 to Bertilda.
76, and 93. Okay.
Math is hard.
Yeah.
It's a lot less than 600.
That
Even
extra
old debt
month of
certificate is
tapestry
about-
was already...
So y'all have got about 367 total.
Okay, so we need 1,100 total.
Well, if you're including your book in it, yeah.
I absolutely am. So we need to raise 800 golds. I
That's
mean,
more than the cost of the
Oh,
armor.
that's like.
I believe you in that.
What's up, Jenna's Online? Welcome to
no,
Lurking.
the armor for Bertilda, the book for me, and maybe
No.
anything else you guys might require. I mean, obviously that'll add to it.
A ninth of the way there, yeah, there you go.
What's this about a book?
But my studies will require it in the nearish future. So it's not as important as the armor, as I've already said, but it's an eventual
So,
cost.
if we pool all of our money now and maybe talk to the dwarf about a price adjustment, we could get that and not worry about the book right now. Maybe
Sure,
use
absolutely.
the armor and our mercenary habits to garner us a book in the future.
I mean, I'm assuming we're going to get paid for this well-poisoned deal, right?
Right. We better.
And then if we have to kill more bad people, we'll take whatever gold they have on them.
Why is it that I just thought go back to the Dwarves Guild when you said that? I'm sorry. Elf humor.
Are you sure the favor with the dwarves would be more beneficial than the gold that they could pay you?
They offered 25 gold.
I mean,
Would you
that's
rather a favor of 25 gold?
Fair enough. That's a good point. Isn't Bertilda wearing a beast head artifact?
Am I?
And I have a
we took
Beastman
that
helm.
beast man helm, right?
Yeah,
also,
I think I have that in my bag.
Yeah, I don't think she's wearing that. I think that was just something.
Yeah, we have
That
that.
would
We
be
could
kinda cool.
possibly
reacting.
sell it, but we would have to sell it somewhere where people are weird, like that weird pawn shop or something, because it is a chaos artifact, and having that's not necessarily.
let's go to the little loot.
Let's go to the little moon and be like, does anybody want this Beastman helm? It's too ill-fitted.
I don't know why that makes me laugh so much. Okay.
Oh, I do have a big ass sword as well.
Yeah, you have the Chaos Warriors two-hander.
I mean, we also have
Just wrapped up on my back.
we also have the brooches of Sigmar.
Yeah, they're worth about
Those
5
are
gold
silly
apiece.
pieces, yeah.
I mean, and, if this is a 3-week thing, or possibly 2, if we could get a shorter time, we'll have plenty of jobs to do between now and then.
Right. So, how much are we short?
A lot.
Short 300 for the armor.
Yeah, 300.
Well,
I
you
can't
got
map
367 and you need 600, so you're short 233.
I'd quite like to,
No, hang on.
maybe
Yeah,
do,
no,
accept a down
233.
payment? On the assumption that once we're done with the well business, we'll have a bit more.
This is for the full armor, correct?
Yes.
We could do pieces of it as we can afford it.
This is true.
Definitely do the left and the right arm first.
That's the only place we ever
Do the
did.
right arm, just right arm.
Oh, and the leggings, obviously.
Because arms and legs seem to, yeah.
That's all we hit is arms and legs.
I
That's all
honestly
they hit
don't
too.
disagree with that.
Just having a really, really nice gauntlet.
Just
thing
one
going on.
arm. It's like a sleeve of armor here.
But yes, we can
Like a Blizzard
offload.
character. Just getting
can-
his pauldron.
Yeah, if he does pieces, then it may not take as long to do just pieces.
Yeah, I mean,
It could be three.
if he can knock out basically a helmet, breastplate, bracers, and leggings in 3 weeks, that's like one piece every 3 or 4 days.
I say we should get you fitted and just do a piecemeal.
Alright, I guess that's what we're gonna do, Gore.
Okay.
Are we gonna go back to talk to the man?
To the man. All
To
right.
the dwarf?
Send Odette in too. She has good favor.
With all dwarves because I'm friends with
Well,
one.
honestly, we still don't know that she's drunk either. like,
Well, she
Kat,
is.
Oh, she absolutely is.
Kat just told us that she was super energized.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't see her drink. I just know she came out
Yeah.
feeling great, and I'm like, that is the opposite.
We don't know.
But I
She
would-
could have did a line of dwarven cocaine while she was in there.
Absolutely no.
Dwarven
Maybe that's
crack.
how dwarves celebrate a deal.
Powdered gems.
Wait a minute. Where is... Okay, there we go. Got it.
Okay.
I was
Now
finding...
reroll does not condone drug use.
Of any kind.
Some drug, maybe.
Some drug.
Natural stuff is okay.
The food you
If it's
eat,
prescribed.
the water you drink, the conversations you hear all chemically affect your brain, and therefore
Right.
are
So,
drugs.
what do you want him to make? You can get him to make a helmet, a breastplate. I mean, you've got 367, right? So, helmet is 90. Breastplate is 210. Bracers are 180. And the leggings are 210. So what you thinking?
So bracers and leggings together would be what, 390 or
390.
and-
Yep. Bracers and leggings would be 390.
and we have 300 and
67.
plus an ancient sword, Cadril. Maybe that'll we'll buy it because it's ancient.
I quite like it.
He may want to put it on the wall in his hearth. I don't.
That's true. Does Bertilda have to sell any armor that when she upgrades?
No,
Isn't
she
some
needs
of
to
it-
keep all of that because this is just you
Keeps all of it.
putting the plate on top of the chain, which is currently on top of the leather. So you stack
And that's
it. Yeah.
all stacked. Okay.
Yep.
Does this store have any display space that's full of all of their pride work and stuff?
I mean, yeah, they've got various different things all like scattered around to look at.
So they might actually have interest in a Beastman face helm from the Corn Tomb. Maybe.
I mean, we need what, like 30 golds? Or I can't do math, Gore. I'm sorry. We had 367. You said.
We need like 230 total.
Yeah.
So yeah, you need 390 and you have 367.
So that's 23 golds.
Yeah, he's saying for just the leggings and the bracers right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Bracers are 180, leggings are 210.
We can scrounge up 23 gold today. I feel like we can make it happen.
We could scrounge up 23 gold today if we found someone with that who needs help. Like, that's a small
I'm
quest.
glad you finished the sentence that way.
Like-
we could scrounge it up today if we just found somebody with 23 gold.
Like, basically, because we're not gonna find someone who has 23 gold to just give without like taking on a whole quest.
I feel like one of the elves would just walk out and mug somebody. Here you go.
Well, wait, why don't you give all the gold we have, requisition the leggings and bracers, and then say we'll pay the rest for those items when they're done, because it will take a couple of days, I imagine.
Well, they'll happily accept 50% down and 50% on completion.
Well, we can do that.
So ask for the bracers and the leggings for now,
And then if we're screwed later, I'll sell the sword and helmet.
and we'll rob a bunch of people. It's all good.
Sounds good to me. Well, the robbing part doesn't.
Well,
sound good.
people.
We'll go to the rich quarter. I'll put them to sleep. We'll rifle through their pockets.
Will you though? Because the last time you tried to do that to somebody,
We'll
He
do
was.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Safely.
true. But still.
I mean, I'll give you credit. At least it's been working when we need it to. Like, absolutely needed to.
Right.
Aldet's hit points have been filling in where you failed.
So you need to pay 195 gold down as a deposit then. And it'll take about 8 days to get done. 7 or 8 days.
Okay.
You just need a little bit more.
How are we taking that out of everybody's, guys?
Yep.
I
Are we just
imagine we're-
all pooling money and giving it to?
I legit just gave her all my gold.
I mean, in terms of who's the least likely to be robbed here,
So I'm gonna put all 98 down to 0.
Okay, so you put 98 in.
Why don't I have any pencils over here?
Alright, so let's see. Who has what?
Desk or something.
I've got 100, and that's I don't really care.
Well, so Odette paid 98, and Matthew Bain has already paid 93, right?
All
I
right.
just figured we'd all give
Sure.
it to Bertilda and let her just hold all the
So
gold.
that's 191. So all she needs is... and she has 76.
Yeah.
Okay, so if they've given you all of their money, if you just chip in 4 gold from yours, which puts you at 72, there's your 195.
Okay. Thank you for doing that math for me.
So, yeah.
After seeing all of that, I've still got 100 crowns, and I've got these friends here where I'll...
Yeah, you've got 100 and Bertilda has 72. That's the irony. She has she's paid for the armor and it cost her 4 gold.
No, like, okay, in theory it did, but I still see the 72 as all of our money. So
Right, yeah, you're just holding that portion of the money, right?
Just for the sake of having some spending cash in case they need it, I'm gonna go ahead and divide up 25 and 25 for Matthew Bain and Odette so that they have money on hand if they need it.
Okay, so you're dropping
I'm gonna
yours
do
down
that
to
dad
50.
thing when I visit you at college and just be like, you gotta help yourself to something, you know?
Right, so you're down to 50
Yeah.
and they're at 25 and 25. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I absolutely love that this party is the most like free falling with their gold. Every other party I've been in, our roll, it's like mine. How dare you take it? It's
That's the
like-
thing. So that's the thing. I think it's a system thing. The realism behind this, like, if somebody's dead, we're all screwed.
That's true.
Right,
There's a
suddenly
different-
armor and people not
So, like-
dying is a very real thing. Right, that's
So
it.
money's very important for using specifically, not for having.
100% saved my life, so
That's true.
Oldet's not at all concerned.
No, that is a system thing. That's true because in
There you go.
D&D it's a completely different.
Yeah, like gold is almost like your score in D&D versus this, which is like a tool for not dying and maybe for advancements before you do.
Okay, so so you've got a down payment down in about 7 to 8-ish days. You will have some best quality plate bracers and best quality plate leggings. Okay, so young Gundrick wants to know, so is there any kind of special design you'd like on them? Any kind of engravings or any particular cut?
Ooh, cover it in decapitated beastmen. That'd be cool. I'll shut up.
I don't want to mimic the White Wolves, so I'm gonna say Bertilda would probably ask for like a lioness or something, some kind of design like that.
So we could do, like, for example, on the bracers, we could maybe, put sort of on the edge of the gauntlets, maybe kind of like a raised lion head, and perhaps on the leggings, where the knees are, we could put like lion heads for the knees.
Lionesses, please.
Lioness, yeah, same damn thing, just slightly smaller mane.
Just without the hair, yes.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we can do that. And then perhaps when you can finally afford the breastplate, we can do a nice carved and engraved lioness breastplate on the head. Big lioness head right there on the breastplate. Or perhaps two, if you prefer.
I really like Junk's suggestion. Put chicken wings on the bracers so when you punch, you can yell who's hungry.
That's fantastic.
Huge tracts of land.
Takes me back.
Yes, Spook. Why get lions? Get cats. You love cats.
Just like house cats.
Little black cats.
Maybe the ball and string, like.
I second Spook's choice here, though. Like, Lioness is going to be badass. She's going to make a name for herself. She's going to be known as the Lioness. It's going to be really cool.
that's-
No, I just have the idea of when we
Matilda
go in and we're
de
trying to
Leoness.
intimidate people, I just walk in and just slap stuff on them.
And a helmet with kitty ears.
Or the lion tamer, right? No, lioness sounds more badass. That's true.
Kitty ears,
little,
just like
little
freaking-
metal whiskers that come out around the nose area. Elmo kitty.
Elmo
You guys are all
kitty.
too funny.
On a roll tonight, chat. Okay. All right. Okay, so you've got your down payment down with Herr Gundrick's Armory. What do you want to do now?
There is this place that we should go. I think you'll like it.
It's called
Well, maybe not yet.
Kokomo. Sorry.
But like that matters. Don't say it.
Yeah, we don't like anything, really. So what is this place?
This is true. There's a place that has the best food in the area. Let's go try it. And she's gonna walk off towards where she knows this place is.
Which is
All right,
no-
so you're
No,
heading.
Wait.
Yes, let's get food. I'm hungry.
Sorry, when
Come
she's
on.
like this, you just can't stop her.
Pretty much no.
Okay,
Sorry.
on the way, any wells we stop at, I'm smashing buckets.
Okay.
I could have tested those, but I guess that works too.
All right, so you guys are heading to the Alt Quarter.
I'm fighting the blazing half.
The Blazing Half.
Everybody's gonna be really uncomfortable but me.
Okay.
Small seats, right?
Well, this building
Small
right
ceiling.
here, this big ass building, is the Blazing Half. Okay.
Yay!
So first of all, you guys arrive in a very kind of open area, and there are many, many, many vertically challenged people walking around. Lots of halflings all over the place. This area in the center of the old market district is indeed the Little Moot, where the majority of Middenheimers are indeed halflings. It is well known for its excellent restaurants, hostilleries, and by far the most famous of them all, the Blazing Hearth. Okay, so the first thing you notice about the Blazing Hearth is the ceilings are only 5 feet tall, so anyone that is more than that is doing the whole Gandalf crunch as you wander around.
Right, how tall?
The furniture is uncomfortably small.
I'm 6'2". God
Yeah.
damn it.
The chairs are smaller, the tables are lower, you name it. No expense was spared in making sure that this place accommodated the halflings and didn't give a rat's ass about anybody taller. Dwarves are fine here.
Hell yeah.
Because there's not that much height difference. They can function. But amazingly, despite all of that, you can see numerous uncomfortable humans sitting down to very small tables. It's kind of like showing up for Thanksgiving and you get put on the kids' table, right? That's how it feels. But there are a lot of people that are there that are happily tucking into massively oversized plates. Because the one thing that is not small at the Blazing Hearth is the portions of food. So clearly people are more than happy to accept the uncomfortableness of the physical surroundings in exchange for the deliciousness of the fare.
Does the ale come in pints?
It comes in pints.
I'm getting one.
No, you need to. Yep. No. Yeah. They ale definitely comes in pints. Ironically, all measures of liquid seem to be on the human size, but so does the food. It's only the furniture, the vertical room available, and the staff that seem depictedly halfling. Okay, so yep. Upon arriving, a young, bright-eyed, bushy-haired young halfling female comes rushing up to you and says, "Oh, so would you be liking one of our finest tables? As you can see, we don't have a lot of room at the moment, but I can clear one for you in maybe 5 to 10 minutes."
Yes, that would be perfect.
He says, "Oh, where are you from? Do you hail from the moot?"
Originally, yes, though I've been a little bit here and there since then.
"Oh, I was hoping to hear a bit of the local gossip from the homeland, as it were, but maybe we can catch up a little later."
Certainly, although it's been much too long since I've been there.
He says, "Oh, well, I understand. I'll let Silas know that one of our most distant relations is in." And she hustles off. As she kind of goes by a table, you see like one young human like grab her tunic and like try to pull her on his lap, and she backhands him like with a huge pimp slap, and she goes, "You filthy sword, get your hands off," and carries on running past him, ignoring him. Within about 5 to 10 minutes, you can see her clearing off a table, gathering up all the stuff, and then she's like, points at the table.
I'm
She says,
going.
"Let yourselves down, I'll be back in a minute to get your order."
I'm going.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Alrighty.
Thanks.
Y'all go. So basically, yeah, it's possible for all of you to sit down. It's just there's not a lot of leg room under the stools and the table for you taller people, and it's a little awkward because your butts are kind of like hanging off the sides of the chairs.
That's okay. I'm used to that.
Me too.
Can I
I got a lot of
elect
junk in
to
my
sit-
trunk in real life. It's fine.
Can I elect to sit on the floor in Seiza or something? Because
Oh, by all means, yeah.
yeah, the chair's just not doing it for me. Frankly, this is a little.
All right.
I guess I kind
Actually, Cad's probably not wrong. It's already only 5 foot tall in there. It's probably better to sit on the floor.
Yeah, I kind of just slide onto the floor as well. Chair
I'm gonna
slides
sit on a
backwards.
chair.
All right.
This is my place.
Well, after a few more minutes, she comes rushing back over, and she's like, "Oh, sorry. Right. What can I get you? Oh, incidentally, let's not be rude. My name is Hazel. Hazel Pie Muffin."
What a name.
Oh,
Good to meet you, Hazel.
Ducklet.
Caddo, Ralph.
Matthew
Pleasure
Bain.
to meet you.
Elf.
You can call me Birdie. It's a nice place you got here. I like it.
The Blazing Hearth is the most warm, welcoming place in all of the White Wolf city of Middenheim.
It's
Isn't it?
cozy.
isn't
Aye,
it?
It is cozy, isn't it? Nice warm fires, comfy furniture, nice intimate atmosphere.
At this point in
Just
time,
rubbing it in, aren't you?
at this point in time, I think my legs are crossed over Cadrell's under the table
Okay.
because we both slid under, so we're probably like playing footsies with each other. I imagine.
No, I'm in Seiza. My legs are bent back.
Oh, your legs. Oh, you're kind of on your knees.
Yeah, he's down the ground.
Oh, so then it's birdies. I'm touching someone's legs because there's not enough room under.
What can I get you to drink to start you off? Please don't say water.
No, we have had quite enough of water for the day. Of all variety. Where do you get your water, by the way?
Where else? The city wells?
Yeah, can you point me to it?
To it?
Yeah, I like to look at the quality of the water. It's an elf thing.
Well, I mean, there are more than one well, but the one I think that they mostly use is at the northern end of the street.
I'm gonna awkwardly get up, kind of like shuffling my legs under front of the table, and I'll be like, I'll be right back. And I'm gonna.
Okay, she kind
skedaddle
of
out
raises
there.
a big bushy eyebrow as you get up and wander out the door. Waiting
have
for him to
whatever
go, she
you'll
kind of like
recommend.
nods her head in his direction. She goes, "He's a weird one, isn't he?"
Yes, well, he's exceptionally tall.
And his ideas are up there as well.
What's that have to do with being?
Well, anyway,
tall?
back to what we were saying. What would you like to drink?
I'll have a pint of whatever.
A pint
Probably-
of whatever.
Whatever you'd recommend.
Goes, oh, well, if you want recommendations, well, we have some of the finest moot stout. If you like a nice dark beer, we have some.
That's it. That's the one.
Oh, moot stout. Okay, a nice pint of moot stout for you. What about for your lady friends? Perhaps a nice honeyed mead or a fine glass of wine or something more fruity.
I'm gonna look at Bertilda and just be like, probably a stout for her as well.
Sounds good.
Okay, so 2 moot stouts. And what about for you, my dear?
Oh, this will be fun to see. I don't think I've ever seen Odette drunk.
He already is drunk.
But I don't know that.
Oh, gosh. What would she drink? I don't even know. What would be the most probable drink from the moot that she would have had there?
You name it. I mean, they're
It's
great brewers of ale and beer and all kinds of stuff like that. So,
Now I
Cool.
just wish we had
Maybe something to
a
harken you back
meadery
to the
nearby.
homeland
Because
there.
now I won't mead.
I think,
Right?
yeah, she probably will go with the mead. We'll do the honey mead.
okay. He says,
mean-
find some hummingbird mead. Right then. And for food, how hungry are you? Are you human hungry? Are you dwarf hungry? Are you a halfling hungry?
Suddenly halfling hungry.
Oh God.
He says, right, so how many pies are we bringing out?
Oh,
We have a fine steak and ale pie to offer tonight.
that is
Average pie
precisely
is,
what I'll be having.
a 9-inch pie. Each one is about 3 to 4 inches thick. Humans tend to
Personally-
eat, they like to order one to split between 3 or 4 individuals plus some vegetables. I personally recommend you get one each.
Well, I certainly want one myself.
I'm personally more liking towards like quail, game birds. If we have anything
Oh, well,
like
we
that.
do indeed have some fine roasted and glazed pheasants on the menu.
Well, that's fantastic.
Glazed in a
Those-
delicious
That sounds good.
honey, a delicious honey cream sauce.
Could I maybe get a taster of the meat with that, just as a?
Oh,
that sounds
absolutely. The
like a
two
pairing
pair
made in-
beautifully
made
together.
made in very short heaven.
Oh, absolutely. Right,
My
so,
neck
a
hurts.
glazed pheasant. I recommend the honeyed parsnips and Brussels sprouts to go on the side. Also very tasty.
Yes, by all means.
Right. And 1 steak and ale pie with the vegetables. And what about your weird friend that just ran off to go sniff a well?
I'm looking at the elf for that one.
What's something that would maybe help him be a little bit less
Of an asshole.
yeah,
They make food
weird
like
if that's
that.
an option.
To mellow him out just a wee bit.
Yeah, perhaps. Maybe
Maybe
a big plate of plain mashed potatoes.
potatoes. Well, we can do that if you like. But he seemed a bit of a
Boil 'em,
wet
mash 'em,
fish,
stick 'em
so
in a
maybe, maybe grilled trout.
I think you'd like that.
Do we know what he would eat? I mean, I've
No,
been.
I'm going
Don't
completely based
elves
on whatever
mostly
she
eat
suggests.
leaves and tree bark and stuff?
He likes butter a lot too.
But I've been cooking for everybody since we've known each other. Would I know any of your likes?
But
Yeah,
you've probably mostly been cooking like just like stews and like quick and easy stuff,
Probably.
though. I don't know that
I
you've
feel
had
like
the
Bertilda
chance
would
to
eat
sit
a
down
lot, and it wouldn't matter what it was.
right? You sound like a pie and ale girl to me.
Yeah, Catterall really just likes food that could be prepped at a campfire because it's just what he's used to.
Right.
So, like
Tack
really
rations.
If I would know
simple, straightforward food.
She says, so, we'd like 1 honey glazed pheasant, a nice fresh grilled trout, 2 pie and ales with veg, and may I recommend the sticky pudding for dessert?
Let's see if we have room first.
Odette's gonna look completely baffled at that.
I saw that look at.
I'll go ahead and secure 1 portion of the sticky pudding. If you need 3 more, you can let me know.
I'm not gonna get halfway through the pheasant.
Right then, I'll be off. Are y'all paying individually, or is all this going on 1 tab?
I'll pay for it.
Well, there you go. Makes life so much easier, and makes my math a lot easier too. Right, I'll go and get these orders in, then I'll bring your drinks out at post haste. Enjoy yourselves. All right, and with that, she hustles off to place your order and go to the next table to procure theirs. All right, Cadarel. Matthew Bain. So yeah, you find the well at the end of the northern street. Go ahead, give me a roll.
So I actually have a question. Being a skill, if I fail it, obviously rolling the dice, I'm not.
Well,
metagame.
if you remember,
Would I
I'm
know
giving you
that
a
I
plus
failed?
20 now. You know what you're looking for.
Oh, okay. So I haven't been adding that in.
Oh
So
yeah, you get a plus 20 on any of this because you are now very specifically understanding what it is you're searching for. Yeah. Okay. This well is not tampered with. At least, not in that way.
I guess I was going to ask, if I failed the test, being a skill, would I know that I failed, or it would have been like any other skill that we've ever rolled, where you don't know?
Well, I mean,
like a sense trap.
Yeah,
kind of
it's
deal.
not like you could. I mean, you either know or you don't, right? So you either find that it's tainted or you don't.
So okay, fair enough.
So if
Makes
you
sense.
fail, then you wouldn't think it's
I-
tainted. Yeah.
Okay, makes sense. Okay.
All right. Okay.
So yeah, I'm gonna check it, and then thinking about it, I'm just gonna take the bucket. I'm not gonna smash the bucket. It's not tainted. Oh, but what if it gets tainted?
What if? What if?
I mean, this is a popular jumping spot, so I'm gonna smash the bucket.
Okay, fine.
Like Odette does.
More vandalism. Love it.
Yes.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna head back in. And
Okay.
sit back down. And be like,
Well, by the
water.
time Vandal McVandalson shows back up, it is not long at all before the young waitress, Hazel Pie Muffin, brings out all your drinks and quickly afterwards all of your food. So yes, the meat pies are a good 12 inches, round and yay thick, and stuffed full of steak, with a thick kind of dense solid gravy, and there's some potatoes in there as well. The pheasant is kind of like beautifully laid out on a plate, with the Brussels sprouts and the thinly sliced parsnips next to it, with a sweet honey glaze on top. You've got a grilled trout, head and tail intact, sitting on a bed of kind of mashed potatoes. Not entirely sure whether that was normal, but seems to be what they've decided to give you. And then each of you has gotten your average, the drinks that you've ordered. Okay, so she says, well, seeing as you, my dear, have opted to pay for all of this, that's going to be 80 pennies.
Run that by me one more time.
Oh, 80 pennies.
I just love when we can afford
80,
things.
as in not 8 or 800, but 80.
So,
Is that the price with the pudding included?
That's the place with one pudding, aye.
Are you all going to have the pudding or not?
heck, let's
Believe
do
me
it.
when I tell you that the sticky pudding, there's always room for sticky pudding.
I agree
Quite
with
agree
that.
with that.
I'll have
mean-
one of them.
I
Right,
mean,
so 86 pennies then.
well, I'll have one too.
Aye,
I guess
86.
it'll go with
I'm
this
assuming
fish
that
and
that's
mashed
for all
potatoes.
How about we
Potatoes.
just get one for
86.
everybody, and then if Cad doesn't want his, then I'm sure one of
A
us will
second
eat
and
it.
third helping of sticky pudding is not unheard of here at the Blazing Hearth, that's for sure. Right, 86 pennies. Well, cough up.
Okay, I'll give her 86 pennies.
All right, she says, thank you very kindly. I hope you enjoy your meal.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
When she wanders off, I'm just gonna lean across the table. Odette, is fish with mashed potatoes a halfling delicacy, or? I mean, it's a combination. It's a little odd.
I asked the elf to order for you.
Oh, Gore, I
Well,
don't
that
math.
just makes much more sense.
I don't math well, so I'm just gonna give her 100 pennies.
Okay, that'll work.
Oh.
If you give her 100 pennies, she says, oh, thank you kindly. I've got 2 wee burns at home that I'm having to raise, so this'll go a long way to making sure that they stay well clothed and fed.
Goodness.
I mean, I guess the two work together, Cad. They both require lots of butter.
Yeah, I was just trying to mellow you out, man.
Oh, because I got up to test a well that could be poisoning all of us, including the food that they
Right,
use
right.
and cook with.
But we did also just come down from a quest in a blood-drenched, who knows what, soaked full of evil and everything, and I figured a little comfort food. And then she suggested fish, and I was just like, okay, sure, let's do that.
Well, I honestly thought it was because of that
Yeah, I
delicious
mean, it's a
meal we
good,
had that
it's a
time
good
on
2
the
pound,
roots.
it's like a good 2 pound fish, like a good, a decent sized fish. So by the time you eat both the fillets off that, it'll be, fairly filling.
The longest conversations in how we roll food and climbing and puzzles. That's true. That's
I
not
think
wrong.
the order goes climbing, puzzles, food, though. Climbing is the longest.
We should change that.
Pre-fight
because
strategies
the
are
food-
also known to go along, and then 9 times out of 10, after 45 minutes of pre-fight strategy, you do something completely different.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's common
Okay.
though to a lot of people. A lot
Yeah,
of
so
tables.
each of you gets to have a delicious meal with some fine drinks in a comfy, cozy environment. Less cozy for the tall people because, it's a little cramped, but
I mean, this is really good. What are we gonna do about the poisoned well and finding out the culprit? Like, how would you do that in the city?
There is another place that I heard about.
Is it as cramped as this one?
This place isn't cramped at all. I don't know what
Odette.
you're talking about.
yeah, this is like Odette Bourdain's TV show where she just takes you around different eating places all around the city and introduces you to them.
Cramp's not all really just a matter of perspective, and I'm gonna lie on my side up against the table.
Oh, you're doing a Burt Reynolds? Is that what you're doing?
Turd Ferguson.
Well, when we were talking over drinks, the dwarves did mention that there was a place called the Last Drop, which is Not. It's more under the rule of the underworld here, and they said that anything was purchasable there.
Perhaps
I think we
anything is
should go.
sellable as well, and I'm going to kind of gesture at the sword that's kind of lying up against me at this point.
I think we should go.
To a dangerous underground bar.
It's better than a dangerous underground blood fountain.
That is
Right.
That is very true.
Or the sewers that we went in before that.
Also true.
Why is the danger always underground?
Well, this one I don't think is. Figuratively.
I guess my only concern is, will we stand out? I mean, we are an odd bunch going to a dangerous bar. Should we go as a group? Or pretend not to know each other? Go individually, like at the same time, but not as a group, if you get what I mean. I mean, it would make more sense for Cadrillo and myself to enter it at the same time because we're friends, but maybe we can get more information if we are split up but together. Does that make sense?
Somewhat? Certainly.
Bertilda? Hello?
Bertilda's busy,
Bertilda?
busy eating.
Sorry. What?
Yeah, she's got gravy all the way around her chops, and she's like,
Yeah, I would probably comment, but you don't understand anything that I say.
I told you this was a good idea. I told you this was
Sounds
a good
like
idea.
sounds like she's ready. Down to try rather.
Well, anyway, I mean,
delicious he is.
I would be fine if we were to pursue that lead, I guess.
Okay. So, I mean, you guys are here for the afternoon, so you have an amazing lunch, or brupper, whichever you want to call it. And every one of you will will leave here feeling thoroughly stuffed and content. But if you wish to make your way to the last drop, it is not too terribly far from here.
Before we go in, if they have Bugman's brew, you should definitely try it.
Okay. And how are we going in?
However you want to. And I'm just going to start to walk in the door.
Okay, so you're right here. So you went from here to here. Perfect location for a pub crawl. Like, it's literally like right across the street. All right. So yes, set on the northwest corner of the old market, the last drop has so far seemed to best escape damage from the siege and demolishment of the buildings close and around it. In fact, it appears to still seem immaculate. As you walk through the door, its low, black-beamed frame, as it were, are ordained and kind of decorated by things such as hangman's giblets and nooses hanging from, swinging freely in the wind as you open the door and the draft blows in. Instead of open tables and chairs, you see numerous private booths that have grey curtains pulled across in front of them, so that nobody can see what's going on inside any of those booths. In fact, there are a handful of people sitting at the bar, but most of those seem to be solitary individuals just drowning their sorrows. There is a flight of stairs leading up with a chained plaque hanging kind of down over the stairwell saying, private consultation rooms available at the bar. Ask for Werner. Looking around, everybody in here seems to eye you suspiciously as you walk in. The bartender himself is an imposing figure with a wicked-looking scar running down the left side of his face, from his forehead all the way down to his throat, like one straight cut line.
That would be Werner.
As he kind of looks at you as you walk in, he just like gives you a toothless like grin and winks and continues to polish the same mug that he has done since you've walked in here in the exact same spot. He smiles at you and says, "Welcome to the last drop. Find yourself a booth or a table if you'd like. There is room here at the bar, but when I see a group of individuals that come in, such as yourselves, I believe that you probably would much prefer a private discussion. I believe booths 2 and 4 are open."
Okay.
Alright, guys, 2 or 4.
I'm gonna go to 4.
Okay.
Yeah, 4 is better than 2 by a factor of 2.
Right, double. It's twice as good. Okay, so you like pull back the curtain, and it's like a little enclosed private booth. Simple table in the middle with about enough room for 2 people to sit either side.
Yeah.
The other thing you
Follows it.
notice is there is a plaque on the table with 2 like almost like fish hooks attached to them that says "Hang for service."
Okay.
Well, Odette, this is your show.
soundproof is it? How soundproof is the little booth?
Oh, not at all. You have to talk
So
in a
can I
whisper.
hear-
I mean, there's basically, if you imagine like a long row, there
That's what I
are
was
thin
hoping.
wooden walls that separate each individual booth, but they are all in the same row, and the only thing kind of like sectioning them off is, to be honest, the curtains do more to hide who is in there as opposed to what they are talking about.
I would like to sit down, close the curtain, and just listen to the next booth over. Booth
Okay.
3 or 5.
All right.
Yeah, I guess, I mean, I'd sit opposite Odette, so I'd do the same on the other one.
And
When I'm closest to
I'm
her.
completely oblivious that the people around me are snooping.
I'm a little more just taken aback by
I wanna snoop.
how this whole situation is working out for us and not working out for us. But also, just curious, I'd like to check under the table for anything that might have been adhered there by another
Okay.
party.
Probably little more than hard, crusted boogers are under the table.
Don't ever
This wasn't a
look under
dead
the
drop
table.
location. Okay. Then yeah, eavesdropping for sure.
All right. Well, if you want to eavesdrop, I would require you to give me a dice roll. And it will be a perception check. If you have any special bonuses that are applicable to hearing, of course, they would apply. I wanna shoot.
None of us hear anything.
Okay.
Oh, wait. No, wait.
Matthew Bain's eavesdropping as well. Okay, Matthew Bain.
Yeah, I was just looking to see if I had any bonus.
Okay.
But
Is that everybody that wants to eavesdrop?
Matilda's oblivious.
So clearly, everybody behind you, like to the left and the right of you, or the north and the south of you, depends on which way you want to look at it, are clearly talking in very low and quieted whispers. However, Matthew Bain, you do overhear a couple of things from the group to the south. One of them says,
Yes, I know it is stolen, but this
particular pawnbroker is more than willing to accept stolen goods. So, I suggest we go post haste before the city watch set out any kind of, notification that it has been stolen. That way we can offload it before anybody begins to suspect that it has been removed.
Yeah. There's a Khajiit in the next booth.
Khajiit, yeah. He says, I understand, but you got to realise it doesn't do well for dwarves such as myself to be involved in such skullduggerous things. After all, my family name is already pretty much mud. I'm only one step away from having to discard the family crest and take up a mohawk and an axe and become a slayer myself. It will not come to that. All we has to do is make sure that the hammer finds itself into the hands
I knew it!
of the right individual. I already know the buyer. We are not, in fact, going to contact him directly. We will use the pawnbroker as a, well, ironically, a broker. Ha ha ha. Oh, as long as nobody's going to know that I was directly involved. After all, it's a rare and valuable dwarven artifact that we're about to shift. And are you sure you can lay your hands on it? Oh, I am fairly sure that my associates are quite capable of breaking into the guild and removing this artifact from... After all, we've already successfully removed a set of plans for another previous client. It is something that our guild does very, very well. Well, then fair enough, but I don't expect anybody to be naming any names or dropping any hints as to who it was that tipped you off. No, your finder's fee will be very well earned, and your identity will be kept utmost secret. You have my word. Right then, so it be. I'll remain here in the booth. You guys, why don't you leave first? And that way nobody can put two and two together and come up with four. Well, we will finish our beverages and sit we will be away. Do not worry, my friend. Your secret will be kept very, very safe with us. Okay. So yeah, that's pretty much the eavesdropped conversation that you heard Matthew Bain.
So
I'm so upset.
The second I heard the dwarf voice, I was like, ooh, is this connected because of the hammer? Okay, that's cool. I'm just going to lean forward and be like, Odette?
Yes.
Cadrell, it would seem we have... there's a dwarf in the other room, and he is trying to offload the hammer. Our hammer. To shady people. To a shady pawnbroker. And it would appear that this dwarf also was responsible for stealing the plans.
What?
Matilda. Quiet. But yes, it would seem that the plans that was possibly given to the Skaven for the underground was, they said they had plans stolen, remember?
Do you think if we found the plans and the hammer a second time, we could get another favor from the dwarves?
Well, we should probably keep our eye out on the curtain for the shady people when they leave, because they might be going where we need to go. The dwarf said he'd stay in that curtained area.
Oh, so the curtain. We have a curtain too.
Yeah. We closed the curtain. We closed the curtain for sure. Yeah.
Okay. I think that not really thinking about it. As soon as he said that, I would pop out of the curtain to look and see the people, if there were people walking out.
Okay. So you see 3 humans scoot out of the booth kind of ahead of you. pulling the curtain back behind them. One of them is very well dressed. He's about 5'6", has kind of a well tight cropped blonde hair and a pencil moustache. The second is about 6'3", rather kind of thuggish looking, wearing dirty common clothes, and has what looks like a billy club attached to his belt. The third of the individuals is a tall, skinny, slender man who, from the way his clothing is, looks like he's missing an arm from the elbow down. Like, the bottom part of his tunic hangs loose, but you can see there's some arm in the top part, like, filling it out. And they all kind of walk without any other hesitation straight out the door and into the streets.
I could have dug back in behind the curtain.
I was about to pull you back.
I don't know who the hell those people were.
I should mention that I was told, we don't want to start anything here.
Oh. I was just looking for the bathroom.
So you're aware.
But if they left, we should follow them?
I'm going to try to get more information here.
I'll do my best to catch up with them, I guess.
Okay, I'll go with Cadrell, and you two stay here. Maybe keep an eye on the dwarf. Find out who he is specifically.
Let's meet back
Here?
here.
Here's kind of out of the way if they're headed where I think they're headed.
Well, we gotta go quickly.
The park is a bit more of a middle ground. Let's meet at the
Let's head
park.
back at the park. Get some water.
Okay.
The park!
All right, I'm gonna follow Cadrell out to catch up to the guys we're gonna be skulking with.
I'm gonna go up to the bar.
Okay. All right, so you're going to kind of leave out of, basically, you're going to walk out out of the last drop onto the streets and kind of eyeball to see where these three are going, and then you're going to try to tell them. Okay. So Aldette is going to make her way over to the bar. Mm-hmm. And what is Bertilda doing?
I don't really know what's going on, and this isn't my forte, so I'm just going to stay there and play solitaire with a deck of cards or something. I don't know.
Get the little thing over and start jumping the pegs to try to like in Cracker Barrel. Okay.
Peg game.
Ignoramus again.
All right. Okay, Aldette at the bar. What do you want to do?
She's going to try to talk to him to find out some information.
You want to talk to Wertend or Werner Wertend? Okay.
Yeah, that's who I'd like to talk to.
Okay.
I'm also gonna order, simultaneously, I'm coming up there to order, but really I'm trying to get information.
Okay. All right,
Okay.
so Wertend smiles at you with his toothless grin and says, "What can I get you?"
Do you happen to have any of the... I don't know, the dwarves were telling me that it was, Bugman's Brew?
Technically, I do not sell Bugman's Brew.
What do you sell?
Oh, a variety of ales and wines and spiced brandies and meads. Technically.
Technically. I heard that I could get anything here, though.
And as well you might.
Technically.
What is the price for that?
For...
For a drink, first.
Well, it depends what you want.
I've already told you what I want.
Oh, well, so, assuming such a thing was available, it would not be on the menu. But, are you wanting a mug, or perhaps an entire hand cake? Because if you are, I know a guy.
Oh, she wants it so bad. How much would it be for that?
The hand cake?
Yes.
A hand cake of, Bugman's Brew would, well, for a pretty little halfling such as yourself, I am sure I could go as far as providing it for 55 gold crowns.
You know I cannot afford that right now.
I could provide you a mug for 5, if that would be better.
5 gold crowns for a mug.
Oh, yes. Have you ever had it? It is very lovely. It fills you with warmth and courage, like no other brew. I recommend it. We do not sell it here as a regular menu item, but as you know, here at the last drop, many things are available for you.
Of course. Can you also throw in some information for me?
It depends on the information you're looking for. After all, I am the proprietor here, and I have a very fine line to maintain.
Of course, I understand.
I cannot betray any groups or organizations.
Of course not. And I'm sure you don't know what happens behind the curtains anyway.
I know more than most, but I let on nothing.
As it should be. I am looking for a group that might have interest in some happenings in the Ulrichsman around the temple there. Do you know anyone who is interested in that, or someone I could speak to?
The Ulrichsman is a very prominent area. There are many people that would be interested in the goings-on in the Ulrichsman.
Recently?
I happen to know some things, yes.
Any things that you could share or people you could direct me to?
Well, it would entirely depend on, what you are willing to tip your friend when attend for, whatever drink he provides you. After all, you want a nice flagon of Bugman's Brew? Perhaps 5 gold crowns for the Bugman's Brew and another 5 gold crowns as a tip, because you're a huge friend of one Wartund and would make sure that he stays prosperous here in the city.
Oh.
Good thing I gave you that money, huh?
I know, but should I be spending it on this? Honestly.
Absolutely.
Well, I suppose that depends on the actual value of the information you give me.
Well, information has a price. The value of it is varied from person to person.
It is.
I cannot assess the value to you, but I can only assess the price of the information. It is 5 gold. If you wish to pay, you can. If you do not, that is fine. I can just sell you the ale with less of a smile.
This is recent information, correct?
Oh, this is information that I came about this morning. Yes.
This morning.
3 individuals came and mentioned some things to me, and some words were spoken, and some coins were transpired and passed around. Very recent, very fresh. You could smell it.
I'm gonna pay. Yeah, I'll give him the 10 gold.
Okay. He reaches underneath the counter. You see him pouring something from something under the counter that you can't see. He says, "You are," and he hands you like a little wooden cup. It's about like an 8-ounce cup. He says, "There you are. There's your Bugman's. It is most delicious." As for the information, 3 witch hunters came in here earlier this morning and mentioned that they had heard about a disturbance in the Temple of Ulrich. And they also asked if we had seen the whereabouts of some individuals. They said that these individuals were 2 elves, an armored girl, and a halfling. Ironically, with the same hair color as yourself.
Yes, these individuals, though, were they looking for anyone else specifically about this happening?
No, they specifically described the elves and the human girl and a halfling, just like I said. One of the individuals was very tall, very, very striking individual, and one of them was shorter and more pointy and carried a variety of bags with him.
Yes. I think I'm aware of who you're mentioning.
But
Well,
they
I-
seemed to know something that had happened in the Temple of Aldrich, and seemed very curious to find these individuals.
This happened this morning,
It did.
not a few days ago.
No, this was this very morning. I've seen one of them before. His name was Matthias. 6 foot tall, very rangy. Packed with corded muscle, strong looking individual.
Yes. Yes, I've been acquainted with him. Thank you for the information. If you happen to hear of anything else.
Oh, of course. Just come back and provide me with the coin to make me smile, and I will see what I can remember to talk to you about.
Of course, you have a wonderful smile.
Yes. Well, thank you.
I'm gonna take my drink back to the booth, and I'm gonna give it to Bertilda.
Drink this!
Absolutely, you should
Okay.
try this. We need 2 of us feeling reckless.
What's up, Snakes? Okay, so you wanna you go back and sit down in the booth and slide the 8-ounce mug of
Yes.
Bugman's brew in front of
Yes.
Bertilda. Okay.
I mean, it probably won't even affect her, but
Or me?
it's for you. This is the drink I was telling you about. The dwarves gave it to me, and it is wonderful.
Oh, okay. So trusting Old Dad, I'm just gonna like start chugging it.
Okay, if you're going to chug it, yeah, it is... I mean, considering from an alcohol content, typically wine is 12, 13%. A good beer is maybe 8, 9%, something solid and strong. Spirits are around 40%. This is a beer, but it's about 30%. But
What
more
kind
than
of
that,
barrels
it
was
is
that in?
incredibly potent. You need to give me a hard consume alcohol test. So you get consume alcohol, but you have a -20 on it.
I can't pass that, Gore.
Okay, well,
Roll
you're going
a
to
1.
fail, but roll to see how badly.
Okay.
I was told I could roll a 1 and succeed, so...
One
good luck.
will succeed.
It's not
yes.
possible for me to
A
do
1 will
that.
succeed.
A 1, yeah, because I also was impossible.
1 will succeed. Yeah, no.
Because mine's a
Okay.
10.
So, there's the good news and the bad news. Basically, you are stinking drunk, so you feel inebriated, but much like a bet, for the next 4 hours, you are considered fearless. You cannot be intimidated, you cannot be feared, you cannot be scared.
Oh, God.
No effects can possibly affect you. You are suffering under delusions of grandeur. This brings the word Dutch courage to the forefront. Ain't shit that can mess with you while you're tanked up on this stuff. And I think Oldet is also still under the effects of it. So that's 2
Which
of
is
you.
why I gave you the drink.
Yeah, that's 2 of you that are fearless and robust and capable
The 2
of
most
taking on
important.
anything.
Oh, don't let me meet the high priest deputy guy. Oh.
Okay.
This is precisely when you should meet him.
Alrighty.
Yeah, when you
so
muse out
those
loud
of
to
you
the
that want
DM,
to
the likeliness
tail
increases.
Oh shit!
the 3 skullduggerous individuals that left out, you guys are going to need to give me a dice roll as well. You're going to need, let's see, you don't have... Ba-da-bum-bum-bum. Where's the skill? None of you have... Do either of you have a shadowing skill?
Well, that sounds like a really cool skill.
Nope.
What just happened there? All my stuff
no.
disappeared.
No shadowing skill.
Nope, we're not that special.
I have follow trail and navigation, but no shadowing.
1 second, because everything I just had open disappeared. Okay. Okay. So neither of you have shadowing, so neither of you are skilled at tracking and following individuals. Okay. Then the best you can do is to give me silent move rolls to see how quietly you can track these people.
Oh crap! Okay.
I'm rerolling.
Okay, alright. So you tell them about a block, but it's very obvious that they are very suspicious individuals, and as soon as they leave the Last Drop Tavern, they're already checking behind them. Without much time at all, it seems like they suddenly get wind that possibly they are being tailed. And at that point, you see them kind of move straight into the main market area here, in and around the New Market East Gate, and they split up and start to disappear into the large, foreboding and flowing crowds of individuals. They kind of realize they're being tailed. They scatter into the main crowds and vanish in amongst all the hordes of people.
Well, that went terribly well.
Yep. When you're not a skilled shadower, it's hard to shadowy people.
What do we do, Claudia?
Well, we told them we'd meet with them at the park. We know of one pawn shop that seems extremely sketchy, and we're not going to catch them by following them. I'm sure there's more than one pawn shop in the city, but it's the only lead I have, and I'd rather not just go right to them and be like, well, we lost them, because that looks bad on us, and we're better than them. So let's go straight to the one pawn shop we know of, see if we can get rid of this sword and helmet. And
okay, but wait. Do you think that they spotted us right away, like right away, and this was not the direction they wanted to go, but they needed to lose us? Or is it in fact the pawn shop that we know of in the poor district?
But we scatter in the same direction we're ultimately going.
Well, that's what I'm asking, because maybe the pawn shop in question is this direction. It's just then they saw us shadowing and decided to disperse.
They hadn't really gone any direction at all until we didn't shadow them very well. So
it was across the street.
Exactly. They had no time, so they probably just reacted immediately, knowing that someone got up from the restaurant as they were leaving.
So you want to go to the pawn shop near where the refugees are?
It's as good as a lead as any other place at this point.
Yeah, that's like all the way down here.
I'm okay, we can do that if you want. It is a long walk. But first, and I'm just going to start asking random people in this market where the nearest pawn shop is.
The nearest pawn shop?
Pawn shop, not pawn shop.
Okay, there are probably at least a couple here in the Newmarket Eastgate area that are not far away. Maybe here and here.
Do you want to just walk by some of the ones nearest us first?
I mean, it wouldn't hurt. We are headed back here anyways, but well, to the Great Park. It sounded like, from what was gathered, they're fencing it. So
I mean, yeah, it's underground, so...
Right. So maybe the first pawn shop that people point out wouldn't be the ideal fence.
So you think it's probably a hidden one, because why would they advertise stolen illegal wares, right?
Right. And that one individual seemed very lowbrow, which is my suspicion as to why they might be going through him.
All right, let's go to the first one we've ever encountered.
It's a bias that I'm going to stand by.
Okay. So you guys want to head down to the South Gate Ostwald district and check out that porn shop that was kind of down here in this back
Yes,
alley.
check out the porn shop, Gore.
The pawn shop. Okay. All right. So back inside the last drop. What is drunken Aldette and drunken Bertilda up to?
Oh, no.
Well, I did get information with your drink. You know those witch hunters who helped us before?
Oh, yeah.
They were looking for us here this morning.
This morning.
This morning. That's what he said. Now, admittedly, this is not the most upright of places, but I would believe him because, honestly, if he wants to get continued business, he can't really send false information and expect us to come back.
So they came here looking for us? What kind of people do they think we are? We should go find them right now.
That's what I was thinking as well. Do we want to wait for the elves in the park first?
I don't know. I feel like they won't think it's a good idea to go find them.
Well, they did. It's true. They might not think it's a good idea to go find them. Where would we even look for them, though? That's the real question.
If I were a witch hunter.
Where would I be? Where are the witches at? Where would I go looking for witches? Are there any cauldron shops?
Hey, where them witches at?
They wanted us in regards to what was happening at the temple. They could perhaps be in the Great Park itself.
I mean, they stand out a little bit. Maybe they can't be that hard to find. I mean, they're witch hunters. Maybe we can see if they have a place like called Witch Hunters R Us or something. But I mean, that one guy, he was dressed in red and he had a really big hat. I don't know. I think we can find him. Or we could always get Cad to find him because he's good at finding stuff. And we just don't have to tell him why we're looking for him.
One time.
The moral of this story, you should never leave anyone alone with Odette. Ever.
She'll get you drunk.
Look, it's not the drunk part that's important, it's the fearless part.
Yep.
Like, that's a high. Well, we should probably head that direction.
All right. Let's do this.
Okay, so what direction do you want to head in?
Alright, we're gonna head outside first. As we're getting out, is that booth open?
You guys have been in here a little while. Both of you give me a perception check. Again, listen related. So if you get any bonuses for hearing related stuff, feel free to add it.
I'm not that lucky.
Nope. And nope. Okay, so by the time you leave, yes, the booth is open and the curtain is pulled back. Looks like your dwarven friend slipped out a little while ago.
Okay.
Honestly, that's probably better because if we'd have walked out there and an Aldette would have been like, it's not gone
wanting
yet.
to punch him in the face.
Just walk over there.
Oh, that
Hey!
was awesome. She probably knows him. Honestly, it's
Hey,
probably
hey,
one
you.
of the two I met.
So,
I'm probably friends with them.
okay. So yeah, from the Last Drop Tavern, where do you want to go?
The Great Park.
Okay, so you guys want to make your way over to the Great Park. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, yes, at the main pavilion, there are numerous priests of Ulrich that have kegs and kegs and kegs of water set up on the stage, and lines and lines and lines and lines and lines of people all like waiting to come up, and each one of them is handed like a large wooden mug of water and given an Ulrichian blessing and told that today this is the only water that they must drink in Ulrich's name as a sacrifice.
Probably the only water they can get after all that destroyed all buckets.
Yeah, that's kind of convenient because all the wells seem to be busted around town. Don't know what that's all about. But yeah, okay. Alrighty.
Are we waiting on the elves is the real question.
Okay, well the elves are... There's a strange square appeared. Okay.
It's the elf box.
That's the elf box. Okay, the elves are down here. The elf box.
I'm going to start working on pamphlets while they're down there.
Okay.
I'm looking for a guy in a red hat.
Give me a perception check.
Oh, God.
Straight up perception. Okay. You do not see a man in a red hat. However, not long after you're looking, that you're tapped on the shoulder and spinning around, guess what you see? A man in a red hat who is accompanied by another tall individual in a black hat and a short, stout individual. Yes, it is indeed the three witch hunters that you've seen before.
Hey, I was looking for you.
Okay.
I found him.
He says, "This is ironic because we were looking for you."
Yeah, we heard about that.
So, tell me, do you know anything about this that is going on here in the Great Park? We heard that there were some disturbances happening at the Temple of Ulrich, which, considering the last time we met you, you were carrying a certain artifact to the Temple of Ulrich to be disposed of. We put two and two together and figured that somehow this may be involving you.
Actually, it's involving us. It's coincidental entirely.
A coincidence entirely. Really?
That's, as far as we're aware.
So
we are
there
looking
is
into
a...
it because there is something that has happened, but we are not able to tell you what it is.
Are not able to tell us what it
That's
is.
correct.
Even after we came to your rescue in the middle of the Drakvold forest. After all, I'm sure that whatever it is, we are probably most certainly aligned in solving this problem mutually.
You're
sure
probably
you are.
right, but there's some people that you probably should talk to before you talk to us. We just can't give you the details because we.
Well,
can
perhaps you
almost
can
say
tell me who we need to talk to instead.
You should talk to the priest in charge at the temple.
See, we do not tend to get on as well with the priest of Ulrich. More so with the priest of Sigmar, but,
Could you perhaps call in a favor there then? And get them to talk to him on your behalf?
we could, but this would cause more time and delay, where I feel almost certainly that you have more information to give us than you are letting on.
We have information that we cannot give you. We have actually
Cannot
been
or
told
will
to
not?
this. Cannot.
And why
We've
is
been
this?
told that we are unable to give this information out to anyone.
I see. Well, I was merely hoping that with me and my associate Jacob Bauer here and Ulrich Fischer that we could perhaps assist you in your task. But if you do not wish our help, we can certainly apply our talents elsewhere.
Honestly, your help would be much appreciated, but again, we cannot tell you what it is until we get permission to do so.
And who has to give you this permission?
The High Priest is the one who told us we were not allowed to talk.
The High Priest of Ulrich told you not to spread information about something, yet
That's correct.
why would this be?
Because it is something that we are not allowed to talk about. I'm sure you can come to your own conclusions at that.
Well, I'm fully aware that the Priest of Ulrich are here conducting a fake ceremony here in the Great Park. After all, I am fairly familiar with all of the holidays of the priesthood of Ulrich, and I do not recognize any of them being today. Also, I do not know of this strange water blessing that they are suddenly so prominently displaying here in the Great Park and issuing to all of the citizens. It would seem, for some reason, they want everybody gathered here in one place. We can draw our own conclusions, of course, but often our conclusions could be wrong, and we may pursue avenues of investigations that would lead nowhere, or worse still, lead to incorrect arrests, possible unpleasant circumstances for unworthy individuals. We really are just trying to help you, you do understand. After all, if we were not willing to help you, would we really have traveled so far to the south to find you and assist you inside the Drakvoll forest? And then, for such a small exchange of information, we escorted you all the way back here.
You were searching for information for one of your own.
Precisely, but
entirely to help us.
But we did help you once we found you.
It's true, but that was coincidental. It was not why you originally came down to us.
No, this is true. But we helped you nonetheless. And if we meant you any harm, we could have certainly taken advantage of you in your weakened state while you were in the forest. If we meant you any harm, we would have dealt it then. So surely,
of course,
there's obviously no ill will between us and you. However, for those people that like to keep secrets and do not tell us of information, sometimes it perks our interest, and we start to delve and dig a little deeper to find out more about them.
It is less about keeping secrets and more about keeping a word. You see,
so you are more honor-bound not to tell the secret.
Yes, it is less about the secret itself. It's nothing that I'm actually trying to keep from you.
Very well.
Yeah, honestly, we don't benefit in any way from keeping it a secret.
Well, then you might as well tell me.
Honestly, you know what? We didn't really need your help in the forest. We was doing good on our own.
Oh, and I am sure you would have pulled through and survived this without our help, but we helped you nonetheless, putting ourselves at risk to assist you.
Were you able to get some of the water that was blessed?
The water that was blessed?
Yes, were you able to get some?
No, but if we need to acquire some, we could. Why? Does this have something specific to do with the water?
Not this water, no.
But it does have something to do with the water, I see.
Not at all. I never said anything like that.
Well, I suppose we can investigate further and try to figure this out for ourselves.
If we were able to obtain permission to involve you in this ordeal.
I can tell you now that the priesthood of Ulrich is not going to give you permission to work with witch hunters.
Why?
They are suspicious of our methods, as it were, whereas the priesthood of Sigmar, the prominent religion here in the Empire, that is far more dedicated to rooting out that of chaos and evil and wickedness, would embrace our assistance. So the question is, are you more interested in serving a religion that would find more glory in open combat with chaos, or was that would be more interested in rooting out and stopping chaos regardless of the methods? After all, the end result. Is that a trick
question?
No, not at all. I'm merely trying to ascertain, is it that you are against chaos and want to find it crushed and rooted out, or if you're more interested in the glory of facing chaos in the open battlefield?
That sounds like a trick question. Odette, that sounds like a trick question. It sounds like he's asking me if I want to fight evil.
No,
in combat.
I'm merely asking if you only wish to confront chaos, if you can do so in a manner of self-glorification, or if you wish to make sure that chaos is stumped out, regardless of the methods that are used to succeed.
But in both cases, don't it get dealt with?
Not always. For example, whatever is currently happening here may not be something that you can stick a lance through or stab with a sword. This is where our methods come in. We prefer the methods of investigation and questioning and rooting out the facts, as opposed to merely rushing out, finding a big horde of beastmen and going choppity chop chop and cutting their heads off.
Well, I mean, we're kind of doing both, ain't we?
And perhaps you are. But clearly, you are definitely involved in something that we need to understand more. And
Where would we be able to find you once we get the rest of our party together and discuss this?
perhaps we could meet at any local establishment, or
Where is the location that you reside or where you're most commonly found?
we tend not to stay in one place. We try to travel around to avoid easy location from those that would seek to avoid us. But if you can recommend a place that you know that perhaps you will be this evening, we can certainly make sure that we find ourselves there.
Is there a place we're going to be this evening?
I don't know.
I personally
But do you
tend
think
to.
we could not go to shady places and be dropping our descriptions to people who might use it for bad things? Because that's where we found out that you was asking
So
about us.
you did indeed find yourselves to the last drop. Interesting. Us personally, we would rather avoid places such as the last drop or the Red Moon. We find such places tend to attract those of a chaos nature, but under the circumstances, it seemed most prominent that this might be where we could find you. But no, we can choose not to meet at such a place. How about perhaps we find ourselves somewhere less conspicuous? Do you like fine music?
I'm gonna look at all that.
After all, there is a fine orchestral rendition being played tonight at the Royal College of Music. We happen to have a booth that we have procured for our entertainment. Perhaps you would like to join us as guests. Somewhere more cultural.
We would have to check with our friends before we can accept such an invitation, but yes, that
Well,
would
that
be...
is fine. We will be there this evening to listen to this orchestral majesty that will be played by the Royal College of Music. You will find us there after sundown if you wish to attend. We have secured the upper balcony, section C3. If you'd like to come to section C3 this evening, we will happily entertain you and your so-called friends.
Thank you. We appreciate it, and thank you for understanding the predicament that we are in.
No, I would not impose to make you break your veil, but I would encourage you to seek and assist, or seek the assistance of those that are better suited to help you with your problems than necessarily those that tend to run around in large tin cans and vibrant plumes.
What's that supposed to mean? The white
It simply
wolves.
means that the methods of the Teutonic gods of Ulrich are far more basic in the rooting out of chaos, whereas ours are more intricate and can lead to less violent and sometimes more prominent success.
Basic.
Yes.
Less
no.
violent.
Prominent?
You're calling Ulfric's white wolves basic.
I'm saying the
Results.
method in which they approach dispatchment of chaos can be considered basic.
To the
Whereas-
lioness. Oh, sorry.
Whereas our methods are more subtle. You will not find chaos in a city such as this openly running rampant on the streets, challenging Teutonic knights to combat. No, you will find it hidden beneath the floorboards of a peasant house. You will find it nestled inside the heads of small children. You will find it mutated upon the poor and innocent folk that may live here in the city. And you will find it deep and dark in the sewers and in the nooks and crannies of the city where you would not expect to look.
In the heads of small children. What is...
I mean, he does have a point, though. We are finding it in these places.
I haven't seen nothing in the head of a small child yet, Odette. I'm just saying.
Well, no, but I'm saying we have been finding it in the sewers and...
Well, I mean, you gotta find it, yeah, but once you find it, you gotta deal with it. And basic. It ain't basic if it works. I'm just saying.
No, and I'm not saying that their methods are not sometimes effective. In fact, when opposing an army of beastmen across a battlefield, or warriors of chaos, no, the Teutonic Knights indeed have their place and are most effective. But they are not going to find the chaos hidden inside the human cities and in amongst those that dwell in it. It requires much more subtle methods. Those that we possess, those that we have honed our talents to, tend towards being able to do these things far more effectively than most. Anyway, section C3 at the Royal College of Music after sundown. If you wish to find us, that is where we will be. We would like to help you, but if you do not wish our help, I suspect we will not see you. And if that is the case, well, it will be most unfortunate. We will attempt to find out what is going on for ourselves.
C3.
Yeah, C3.
P.O.
Okay. Perhaps we will see that.
We bid you good day.
You as
And
well.
they kind of like wander off through the park, like meticulously stopping to sniff flowers and do very prominently over obvious things of, oh look, we're just here in the park, hanging out.
I'm just gonna tell you, Odette, I like them less than I like other people.
I'm not sure I particularly like them, but they do have a point. That we are looking for something that we can't just fight openly. We are having to keep secrets here.
Yeah, and that part's hard, but the same people that are asking us to keep those secrets are the ones that he says are basic.
Yes, I know. I don't particularly like them, but they did help us before, and if we need help again, they are good allies in that.
We was badass all on our own. We didn't need their help, Odette. I guess you're right.
This is true. I'm not afraid of fighting things. I'm afraid we're not going to be able to find the things to fight. I think we can handle anything.
Point me towards danger. I'm ready.
We need the direction that we don't have. Was this the library?
Ping that again for me. Well, you had the Collegium Theologica. Are you talking about like the place that was like where all the religious books were kept?
Yes.
That is.
Well, the one that had the dead guard outside.
Well, the triangle, yeah, that was this triangle south of
That's what
Sigmar.
I thought too.
Yeah, where the Skaven was like infiltrated the top part, right?
Yeah, that's
Okay, yes.
it, with all the books.
That was. Well, no, that was the guild. So this building here, the large building right here above that is the guild of wizards and alchemists.
Oh. There was the one with all the books. We went into.
The building here was the Collegium of Theologica.
Okay.
Yep.
Looking. Dang it. They have OF on their outfits. OF.
Oh, the
Order-
witch hunters? Yes.
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 And they told us it meant Order Fidelis.
Yep.
Fidelius. Order
Pretty
Fidelis.
Order
sure that F
Fidelis.
stands for something else, but okay.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, Yeah, okay, that's all.
Okay.
I'll get to that later.
All right. Well, while you're doing all of that, our elven friends are down here visiting that pawnbroker shop. Okay. Down in the Southgate Ostwald district. Okay. So you're at Fandelier's Pawnbrokers. All right. Yeah. So what do you guys want to do down at Fandelier's?
I am following Satchmo's lead on this one because he's the one who wanted to go here.
Okay.
You're muted, Satch.
Are you still muted?
I think he's trying to figure out why he's still muted.
Right.
You got to push the button. Or give it your fur coat, which is awesome.
And he froze. You gotta plug it, you gotta turn
Give
it
it a
off
kick.
and on again, and unplug it and plug it
Try
back
to turn
in.
it on and off again. Yeah. We'll wait for Satchmo to reappear. There it is. The evil Satchmo appeared. Still can't hear you, bud. Uh-oh.
He broke it.
He is mutated.
Maybe the mic.
He has
is not
lost his
plugged in.
voice.
I guess I'm the superior elf after all.
Okay, so I have it plugged
Ah!
back in.
Now we hear you.
There you are.
We suddenly hear
So
you.
now I can't hear you guys, so I gotta...
Oh, now you can't hear us. Okay.
There we go.
Now you can hear us?
You can hear me?
Yep.
Oh,
Can you hear us?
you unplugged and changed everything. I can hear you now, yeah.
Okay, good. Okay.
Um,
Alright, so yeah, down at Bandlier's Pawnbrokers, what do you guys want to do? Matthew Bain kind of deferred to your lead.
So the whole entire encounter with the witch hunters in the park, I was thinking, I really hope I don't have an uncomfortable roleplay situation like that in my near future. And then I remembered, oh, this guy.
Yes.
So I'm gonna go in and basically just try and pawn off the helmet. It seems less important than the sword.
Okay.
Just to see how he would maybe...
Okay. So you go in and see old scrawny, unkempt Joseph Fandelier. Okay. He smiles at you as you walk in. He says, "Oh, hello, I never forget a face.
That's incredible.
What can I do for you?"
I was hoping actually to sell something.
Well,
You know,
you have come to the perfect place. Here at Fandelier's Pawnbrokers, we are more than happy to sell and purchase almost anything of value. What do you have to sell for me today?
I quite just mostly want to have my hands clean of it, but I also understand it has value to some. I'm going to put it out on the counter. It's just probably cursed-looking chaos helmet thing.
Okay. Are you saying that to him?
Yeah, I'm kind of saying that out loud. Just want to see how he reacts to something a little...
Okay.
scary.
All right. So, give me a perception check, please. Difficulty will be hard. So, minus 20.
Okay. Nope.
Okay. Alright. He kind of looks at it. Looks at it to the left, looks at it to the right, and says, may I? As he offers his hands out to pick it up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, he picks it up. You see him
You're
kind of
lost.
like test the weight of it. And he turns it around, looks inside. Then he pulls out an eyeglass, pops it in his eye, and begins to scrutinize it. I'm looking for any ownership marks or distinguishing characteristics that might tell me what this or who belongs, or this item might have belonged to in the past.
It was found in a... Well, frankly, it was found in the crypt for a Chaos Warrior, which I may have...
Yes, these kind of items, unfortunately, are very difficult to sell because the very ownership of things such as this tend to attract the unwanted attention of witch hunters and those that would draw terrible conclusions on those that would own such things. I could probably find a purchaser for it, but I expect not for a great price. Perhaps, maybe 5 gold crowns.
Yeah, surely there are some collectors out there which would see some value in...
Yeah, 5 gold crowns.
Yes.
This thing is more decades and decades old.
Yes, it is old. It is junk. The only significance is the fact that I can say it was found in a chaos tomb. Perhaps someone of a very morbid and dark nature would like to have it as an artifact or a talking piece, but it could take me weeks, maybe months, to find somebody willing to take the risk of purchasing this.
If it was to attract the attention of witch hunters, it clearly has more value than that.
Yes, perhaps to the right people, but you're asking me to purchase it from you and then put all the efforts in myself to hopefully find somebody that's willing to purchase it from me and wait for how long?
No, what we're asking is for you to set us up with connections to someone.
No, that's not what I asked for, but...
Oh, it's what I'm asking for.
It is now, what is your pawn rate on this? Would it be like 20%?
If I was to give you funds and you would bring these funds back to me in 2 weeks' time to reclaim the item, is that what you're asking? As I said, 5 gold crowns. I will give you 5 gold crowns for it. If you return with the 5 gold crowns within 2 weeks, you can claim the item back.
I'm sorry, Cadrell. We obviously came in here with different expectations of what to ask of this guy. I was
trying to sell an item that clearly would get many people potentially burned as a stake for very much owning. So, I'm sorry, it is not an easy thing to sell.
No, so what I was expecting at the very least was to out you as one of these proprietors who sell illicit goods. Or set us up with someone who is in the city, that person, and then we sell it to that person and give you 20%, 25% of whatever we sold it to.
But when you say illicit goods, this is an item that you found, no? So what would be illicit about it, other than the fact that it is clearly somehow connected with chaos?
That would be what makes it illicit, no?
Well, this is a thing that, as I said, I may be able to sell this thing for as much as 15, maybe even 20 gold crowns. But how long will it take me to find a buyer that's willing to pay that? I am willing to pay you 5 gold crowns now and take on the burden of finding a purchaser myself.
Silver is 100 brass pennies, right?
Oh, I thought 20 silver was 240 brass pennies.
Oh, no. You saying...
Yeah,
20 silver is a gold. And
20 silver is a gold.
Is silver.
Yeah.
So 200 is a silver? In brass?
240 is the silver.
Okay.
Yeah, 240 pennies.
Yeah, I got 140 pennies. I was just trying to make it a round number in silver, but that's not enough. Because we're looking to make gold. I don't want to drop it. I'm just trying to think if I can levy some information out of him for perhaps a different store that would be more suitable. Clearly you don't want your hands dirty with this either.
Not unless there is a decent profit involved for myself. And as I say, if I pay you much more than 5 gold, I could well be stuck with this item indefinitely and not able to sell it. At the very most, perhaps, as I say, I may get 15 to 20 gold crowns, but it could take me months to recuperate that cost. So 5 gold is what I feel is fair to pay in advance.
So perhaps there's an arrangement which has lower risk to you and better value to us.
Such as, I am open.
Perhaps we offer a small fare for information on a better store which we could sell this to.
There's nobody else that is going to, no other store that is going to do as well as I. Now, if you wish to dig deep yourself and risk putting your good reputations on the line by sniffing around in the darker, seedier climes, I could recommend, possibly for a small fee, a suitable tavern that you might venture to.
He doesn't know us at all.
And the price for such information?
Oh, I don't know. Offer me something, I'm sure it will be suitable.
He's not going to do it for under a silver, I don't think. I'm not going to count out 100 brass pennies.
Do it just to piss him off.
I'm going to just take a loss here because we seem to make money a lot faster than this when it works. I'm going to drop a gold coin on the desk and just be like...
He says, oh, well, if you have such money, clearly making 5 gold crowns from selling such a thing is probably not much of interest to you. But may I suggest you try to find somebody at the Last Drop Tavern?
I saw that coming.
Right. Well, you've succeeded in your end, and I'm, I guess, contented with mine. Matthew Bain, have you any business here going on?
Honestly,
Do you have any other business that we could perhaps look at? Anything else you wish to consider me with?
Yeah, actually, do you have any darts?
Darts? I'm sure I have plenty. You require some?
I do.
Okay, yeah, you can buy darts from him.
All right. I mean, 22 darts. Or is that too much? I mean, I don't know.
No, you can probably buy 22 darts from him, no problem.
Okay, I'll buy 22.
Okay, alright. You got the price for him?
No, but I will take whatever the cost is.
They're
Sorry.
a gold each, no.
No, I did have the cost for them, but it's
Okay, yeah, basically, I mean, he'll sell them to you at standard price. So, a dart is a dart, of course. Let me find my darts. Where do I keep my darts? Here we go.
sorry. I'm looking at the thing as well.
Okay.
It was still a better spent gold piece than yours, Matthew Bain.
Darts.
Where is
on
it?
here?
Well, I'll buy
Yeah,
them. And...
column. I can't find them either. I'm not going to spend forever looking. So yeah,
Well,
say they're
I'll tell you in a second. So
okay. That's fine.
we'll just continue.
Yeah,
on
you
now.
carry on. All right. Probably a couple of pennies each or something stupid like that. They're not expensive. Okay. He's anything else you need from me? May I interest you in some of the fine goods that I have for sale, or do you have anything else you wish to consider selling to myself?
Not at the moment.
No.
Very well.
Thank you for that helpful information. We will check out this tavern.
Yes, I would recommend that this is a good place for you to find information. There are plenty of people there that would be willing to talk to you, I am sure, about illicit goods.
Right.
And as for myself, if you have something of real value that you wish to sell, bring it back to me.
Right. You'll be the first name on my list. And I'm gonna
To
walk
kill
out
and
of the
murder.
store.
Okay, alrighty. Where do you want to go from there?
I I figured this would happen. I'm not happy with it.
I think we should just head back to the Great Park, right?
I suppose so. Part of me wants to maybe
Leap off the
jump
cliff.
out
Ah!
No, jump up, yeah. Part of me is just... I don't know why this place is the first I thought of. But there aren't many... We don't have a good lead.
It's look, it was a long shot. We lost them too early on. At least we tried to use our time wisely for something else productive.
Yeah, at the very least, let's hit some wells on the way back.
Yeah, speaking of which, I know this is a big city and a lot of buildings are closely tucked together, and the southern district is more poor, right?
Correct.
Like
Yes.
Obviously that would suggest that the bulk of the population is down here, right?
Correct.
Okay, so when he suggests checking the wells, I will absolutely think yes, Caterell, that's a great idea, especially since the majority of the people in this city live here.
Right. Yeah, I mean, the Altmarkt and the Wind and Southgate are all the places where the largest population of people is by far.
Funny you'd say that. If there isn't a poison well in this quarter, I highly doubt it wasn't a targeted attack.
Well, I'm worried. I figured that they would choose water supplies of places that they wanted to hit to get them compromised, right?
Right.
So yes, the temple.
What is their goal here? Is it to disrupt the power seats, or is it to disrupt the people? And so far, it looks more as to cause disarray in the power.
Right, but
amongst the population.
But Kedradel, think about this. Imagine this entire city was all dwarves, right? And you had the power up top with their religions and wackiness, and the south was where all the people lived. If you wanted to sow chaos and disruption in this city of dwarves, wouldn't you want to poison as many of them as possible? So you would think that they would actually be targeting the wells down here where the people live.
Where are you guys standing having this conversation? I just have to ask.
Right outside
we're just
outside the pawnbrokers.
Okay. Just concerned that you're standing in public talking about poisoning dwarves.
We're talking about poisoning dwarves. Who cares?
Actually, we're probably speaking in Elfsman, right?
Yeah, we'd be speaking.
But you are elves talking to elves, so that's a fair assumption.
And elves speaking in Elvish about killing dwarves is probably normal.
I just imagine like this elegant thing that you're talking about, and all of a sudden, dwarf.
Yeah, dwarf dead. So sorry, you were saying.
Well, think about the long-term effects of chaos within the churchhood. If a war dancer broke out into some sort of awful monster during the middle of some sort of worshipping performance, some kind of grandeur gesture or something, it would totally rack the elves, wouldn't it?
Yes.
If a bunch of elves broke out into chaos, it would be a tragedy. If a particular elf broke out in chaos, it would mean much more. I think that's what their goal is. I'm not sure we have to worry about the other water sources. There might be another few, and those might more likely be in places of seated power. I'm more worried about the northern quarters. But if we can check here and we discover that there is nothing...
Fair enough. Yeah. I mean, I don't actually agree with that, but I'm willing to accept.
You're smart.
It's just another theory.
You lead your own fate. You do what you must. You do whatever you're doing, and then you blow up your hands throwing darts. But most people look to the places of power for guidance if their guidance is destroyed.
So wouldn't the well at Sigmar's place be another possible target location? We haven't checked that well.
Absolutely. I think that's number 2.
And the Wizards Guilds, I imagine a bunch of magically corrupted wizards would not be the best thing for the city to have to deal with.
You have a bit of a wizard's bias there. Most people don't look to wizards for guidance as much as...
Well, I still think that the southern wells are the most viable target if you're gonna disrupt
They
a
are
city.
the most dangerous, absolutely, because you could raise an army of chaos down here.
Which the seat of power would then have to respond to.
Right, but if you send in the guards to deal with a bunch of rebel rousers, you can cover that a lot more easily than a high-profile target.
But think about this: there's an entrance
Excuse me.
to the east that of the ravaged area. If they have to respond down here to the south, the north will be unprotected. So what if an army or something comes in that way? Then using the when the chaos is happening.
Then I should be on my horse scouting the outskirts of
Well-
the city to make sure there's no camps.
I guess we'll check the wells on our way back to the park and then go to the Sigmar well. And
The more we can check, the more we can deduct.
Okay. So you want to basically just check a couple of wells, like, randomly on the way back?
pretty much.
And then... Okay. Alright. Yep, I mean... Depends on which way you go, but I mean, if you follow your way up through the main street in the most logical place, you're probably not gonna pass many actual wells.
If we were doing that,
A few side streets, yeah.
Yeah.
we go this way and then up, right?
Okay.
So,
All right. Give me a couple of rolls then, Mr. Matthew Bain.
all right.
Mr. the guy.
Mr. Bain.
All right. Well, one.
Okay. Nope. First one you check is clear.
1 point cap. The superior elf.
And the second one you check is clear.
Isn't it funny how your successes lead to my being better?
Okay. So it's going to be, by the time you have gone all the way down here and gotten all the way back up here and you've all done stuff, it's going to be late afternoon, early evening by the time you all meet back up at the Great Park. Once you're back up there, the Aurikian priests are still handing out water. And they have been doing it all day.
And the ladies.
Are probably there waiting on you because that was what they were probably doing. But by now they're probably sobered up.
Oh, okay. So the elves were never the wiser that there was drunk people. Cool.
So,
Probably still look incredibly angry though.
all right, okay. So what do you
All
want
these
to
hours
do
in Central
once you all
Park
gather?
with Dark ladies.
We need to have a discussion.
Sure. I mean,
And-
we've been walking all day.
Knowing what that discussion is and what it entails, we will save it for next session. Because that's about a great place for us to stop. We had fun. Hope you did too. We will see you all very soon. Y'all take care. Bye!
Bye.